Okay. Well, welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to talk about at least three topics each week. Sorry about last week. The three of us, of course, are our point person and optimistic realist. We call her Star.
The weather outside is frightful.
Yes, it is. And it's, I don't know, Michigan weather. I don't know what to say about that because it was like in the 50s, 3-4 days ago. And then it snows yesterday, so who knows. But anyway, the
Michigan's
center.
trying to chase me out. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, go through a few of them Texas summers and you'll have a better appreciation for this. But the center of our threesome and our voice of reason, we call him Magic.
Y'all ain't great, still thankful.
I am always thankful.
Thankful for what we have.
I do gratitude every month of the year. I write it down. So, yep, always thankful. And bringing up the rear, as usual, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian, and they call me Storm.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
So, while we're on the subject of being thankful, Star, you wanted to talk about the worst Thanksgiving dish.
So, I went over to a relative of mine, kind of Thanksgiving event, and the food was relatively good. Um, it was actually really good. She had these lamb chops with like zip sauce. It was awesome. Um, there were several other items there that were really good. Deviled eggs, the dressing, the yams, all that stuff was good. Like, um, the one thing that was surprisingly good was the macaroni and cheese. And the reason why it was surprisingly good was because it had paprika on it.
Different.
Why is
That
that? Okay, go ahead.
who puts paprika? Anyway,
I mean, not on it, but I put a pinch in it,
uh, okay.
but
Um,
not on it.
so it was tasty nonetheless. I had never seen macaroni and cheese with paprika on it, but it was good. And it got me to thinking about like some of the worst like Thanksgiving dishes like ever. So when I was younger, I was like probably in my middle teens, maybe early teens. My uncle was dating this woman, and she had invited us over for Thanksgiving. And so, um,
Was she white?
no, she was black.
Okay.
Had a couple of kids, whatever, whatever. And so we're all sitting at the table, and like she's bringing food out, and the food looks a little different, but it didn't, look bad. But then the turkey came out, and that turkey was so pale. Like, I just like I was amazed at how pale this turkey was. And my grandmother, who was always in perfect composure, her manners were always on 10 and all of this other stuff. And, she just busts out and says something to the fact of, she was like, everything looks pretty good. She was like, looks like you put in hard work or whatever. She was like, tell me, how did you cook the turkey?
Or did you?
So she said, oh, she's like, it didn't take long at all. Not as long as it normally takes. I put it in the microwave.
Oh Lord.
She was trying to kill y'all.
Well, wait, and here's the bad part about it. Like I said, this was like my early teens. I had no clue what a microwave was. My grandmother, like, we didn't have a microwave in our house probably until like the late 80s, maybe early 90s. And
Feel you.
I had no clue what a microwave was. So when she said it, I was like, what the heck? You know, in my mind, I'm like, what is a microwave? And then my grandmother has this look on her face like, oh boy. You know what I mean? So I figured she knew what it meant, but I wasn't messing with that turkey. First of all, I was never the turkey fan anyway. So anyway, dinner goes off, and unfortunately, none of the food was really all that good. She ended up being the family member that she's like, you want me to bring anything? Just bring the salad. She ended up
Yep.
being the salad family member.
Look, first of all, y'all generous because I'd have been like, just bring a couple 2 liters. That's your job.
Mm. Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, if the family asks you to make the salad, you can't cook.
You can't cook. So, then she goes to bringing out the dessert, and she puts like the sweet potato pie, like like in the middle of the table or whatever. That was pale. I mean, now here's the
I
thing about
hate
sweet
that.
potato pies.
Oh, I hate that.
Here's the thing about sweet potato pies.
I
My
never seen a
grandmother
pale one.
made like some of the best sweet potato pie anybody had ever tasted while she was alive. And I'm not saying that just because she was my grandmother. One of the things about her sweet potato pies was that they were very, very dark. Like the darkest I have ever, like, I've not seen a pie as dark as hers. Um, and people who hadn't tasted her pie yet would kind of look at it and be like, why is it so dark? You know, it didn't look burnt, but it was very dark. And then they taste it and fall in love. But this pie, the crust didn't even look done. She didn't pinch the crust or anything like that. It just looked like she poured some filling in the on top of the pie crust and set it in the freezer so that it could solidify. And
Mm, mm, mm.
so she said, um, she was like, did you happen to cook the microwave, the pie in the microwave too? And so she says, yeah, it took a little no time. My grandma was like, oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, she was trying to take y'all out for sure.
She didn't know. And like I said, she had like, well, she had three kids.
She
It's just
knew.
like, you what? No, she didn't. She didn't. She just was never one of those people who really learned to cook that well. I don't know if she does now, but she just was not a good cook. It didn't matter if it was in the microwave or not. It was just like, oh, I used to hate going over there, spending the night.
She made
Yeah.
it into the family?
Yeah, my uncle stayed with her. He didn't get with her for her cooking, obviously. Um,
That's love.
that's love. Love and a little bit of witchcraft. No, I'm just
I
playing.
was gonna say
Um,
maybe she didn't do her cooking in the kitchen.
in the kitchen. Um, but yeah, she was the salad lady in the family. So, what's your guys' worst Thanksgiving dish?
Um.
Speaking of macaroni and cheese,
Oh.
my brain hurts. We're recording this at what, one something in the morning. I can't
Hmm.
think straight. It's been a long weekend. Let me tell
Okay.
you why.
Uh oh. Tell them why you mad, son.
I went to Thanksgiving in West Virginia
Hmm.
where it was me, my mother, my oldest brother, my two daughters, and a bunch of descendants from the Caucasus Mountains. And they did most of the cooking. I don't want to say in general it was bad. The turkey was great. The stuffing was great.
Mm,
What else was happening? The rolls was banging. There's a lot of drinking going on.
mm.
And one of them dropped the container with the macaroni and cheese on the floor.
Ah. Yes,
No.
ma'am.
And there was a lot of mayonnaise in the deviled eggs. And black folks, we more Miracle Whip type people, but there was a lot of mayonnaise in the deviled eggs.
Mm.
Mm.
So on recent memory alone, that really sticks out in my head.
Mm. A lot of mayonnaise in the deviled eggs.
That I
Mm.
could get over. Who drops the mac and
Mac and
cheese?
cheese.
Well, I mean, I grew up in a diverse community. So Thanksgiving didn't always mean what traditional Thanksgiving means to most people. And that was fine.
Yeah, Tex Mex.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of that, and that was fine too because I love Mexican food.
I know it.
I also had a lot of friends who had either one or both parents who were Korean.
Mm.
So one of my friends asked me over for Thanksgiving one day, and I went,
Hmm.
and her mother they were eating kimchi, and I don't like kimchi.
It's a
I mean,
acquired smell.
well, there's that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily taste bad, but I feel the same way about kimchi that I feel about chitlins.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I've had them and the taste is not bad, but I don't trust them. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's not something that I'm excited about eating. Like I would not do
Hmm.
it willingly.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I feel the same way about kimchi. So, yeah, that was the worst Thanksgiving dish for me because I had to sit there and pretend like I was eating it. I really wasn't because yeah, I don't no, my brother loves kimchi.
Mm.
But I can't tell you whether that was good kimchi or bad kimchi because I don't like kimchi.
They don't
Like
hear it
if they would
all.
have made like some mandu or something, I would have been like, yeah, but I don't do kimchi. So yeah, there you
Mm.
go. Worst Thanksgiving dish ever, kimchi.
Kimchi. Mm.
Yeah.
Shout out to War Babies.
Okay. Yeah. So, but I don't know. Thanksgiving. Oh, you know what else I don't like?
Mm.
While we're at it, um, it's not that I don't like sweet potato. Like I like sweet potato pie. I don't like sweet potato casserole. Cannot stand it.
Wait, what?
What? Mashed potato? Mashed sweet potatoes?
You know how they do those mashed sweet potatoes with like
The marshmallows on top?
marshmallows on top. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
do
yeah.
not like that.
Never tried it. That just looks
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. I'm like, don't do that. You know, if you're
I
gonna do,
don't like the marshmallows on top, but I don't mind the.
no, I don't want mashed up sweet potatoes unless
Yeah, I
it's in
don't
a
mind.
pie.
Speaking of pies, I don't know who made it, but one of them made an apple pie that had plums and walnuts on it, which apparently everyone loved. I didn't try it because I don't like regular apple pie. But my poor baby ate like over half of one and was in the bathroom all day.
The plums.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah, those plums will do it. But yeah, I have always been, well, my mom says I used to get her in trouble a lot because I always had a discerning eye. I'm not even going to say palate. I'm going to say eye. Like I would side eye stuff all the time. Like I'm not eating that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not eating that. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, another one of my mom's friends one time. This was, I don't think this was at Thanksgiving. It might have been. I don't remember. But I remember she tried to feed me some tripe. And yeah.
Ew.
And I was like, yeah, no. I'm good on that. Which is,
Ew.
It's
which,
another thing. As parents, why y'all be trying to force kids to eat shit that's just nasty?
yeah.
Like
Just because you like
chitlins.
it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to my mom's credit, we had an understanding when it came to chitlins.
Mm.
Um, she would get the bucket out the free. You know how they had the bucket. She would
Mhm.
get the bucket out of the freezer and sit it in the sink, to thaw out. And that
Mhm.
was my signal to get on the phone, call the Amazon. Hey, I'm coming to stay at your house for a couple days because I could
Who the
not.
Amazon?
We'll
Um,
point her out in the Facebook group.
right.
Wow.
Hey, sis.
Yeah, she lived around the corner, so I would just go walk around to her house. I'd be like, I'm staying at your house for a couple days because
Like we're
I
not doing
can't.
this.
I can't be in the house when those things are being cleaned. I
Mm.
can't.
I
Like,
very distinctly remember the first time I ever smelled them, and we were living in apartments in Germany, and I just walked in the hallway like, what in the hell?
yeah.
Miss Green's house, who was on the third floor. I walked up to the fourth floor, like, Mom, what happened? She was like, that's chitlins. Like, what's a chitlin? She
Yeah.
explained it, and I was like, yeah, never in life will I eat that.
Yeah. Well, um, my family, well, my mom, my dad, and my brother, and many of my extended family really enjoy them. But I am not the one. So,
They must be great based on wanting to put anything that smells like that in your mouth, but I also feel like crack and heroin must be great. I'm not trying them.
well, listen,
Yeah.
we had some really good
Yeah.
cooks in my family. So, like I said, I have tasted them before, but I also have tasted liver, and I didn't feel liver to be that bad. But I don't eat liver. Like you can't pay me now to eat liver. I
Mm.
mean, once you've dissected the livers out of any animal, you realize that liver is not something anyone should ever be eating. So,
Eating.
as a result, I do not eat liver. Um, but yeah, I don't like. I can't deal with the smell when they're being cleaned, and there's just so much other stuff to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
so much other stuff to eat that there's no circumstance where I'm like, all right, give me the
Give me
chip.
some of that liver.
You know what I mean? Or
Give me
liver.
some of them chitlins.
Yeah.
I ain't
Or
mad at liver, but chitlins,
yeah.
I can't
I'm
even say
not
they're bad. I refuse to try.
yeah, I'm not mad at any of it. I mean, like if people like that, I'm not judging people who like to eat that stuff. I know a lot
I
of people
am. No, I'm just kidding.
I know a lot of people who love, liver and onions, and I don't get down. you know,
My
like
grandmother did. Ugh.
yeah, a lot of people do. My mother used to eat hog's head cheese, and I
Yep, my
used to be
grandmother
like,
did that too.
ugh, like, like why would you eat that?
That
I mean,
shit,
just
it just smelled disgusting.
it
It looked
looked
disgusting.
gross. Oh my god! I'm
It
like,
smelled disgusting.
ah. And my mom was the only one in the house that would eat it because it just looked so disgusting. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe my dad would. I can't remember. He probably was not even living there at the time. But um yeah, I just always thought hog's head cheese was gross. But yeah, there's just so many other things in the world to eat that there's no reason for me to eat shit that I object to. So,
Mm.
but y'all enjoy.
Mm.
Y'all out there in the world enjoy.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
I guess.
Now, speaking of family, this might be a good time to talk about this because if anybody spent time with their family this holiday, I did not. So this is not about them. But
Okay.
I know people who are just moody.
Mm.
I call them moody. But it got me to thinking, like, where's the line between moody and you need to be medicated? you, you know what I mean? Like, where's the line between that?
um,
Mm,
I don't think. that there's an official line for that, and part of that is because everybody's tolerance is different. As far as what they can, put up with from a person, or what gets on their, that bounces on their nerves. For me, okay, if I'm dealing with somebody who frequently just goes from 0 to 60 for simple everyday life things, you probably need to go talk to somebody and get a prescription. Like, I have a couple of people in my life who, like, get extremely upset over the littlest things. Now, let me say this. I am a much calmer version of the person who I used to be. And I realized that in some cases, especially when you're dealing with like maybe younger people, that's a season that they kind of got to work out. I think in your 20s, sometimes you may not be as patient, as tolerant, especially a lot of the young people today. Patience and tolerance is not really their thing. But we live in an instant society as well, and they've only really ever known an instant society. So they don't like to wait. They don't have a lot of patience for stuff. They don't have a lot of grace for a lot of things. But by the time you get to be, let's just say, 30, 40 years old, and you're still on that same ziggity boom, not calmed down, not even a little, you probably need to go talk to somebody. You need some medication. That's what it is for me. There's a lot of factors in people who are extremely extremely moody. Some of it's youth. If you're dealing with somebody under the age of 30, some of it's youth.
And
Yeah, I
puberty is
mean,
the devil.
Yeah.
well, clearly. But I don't even necessarily mean like they go 0 to 60, but like my one friend, I almost hate to pick up the phone when she calls. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I don't know what's going to be on the other end of that line. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we're
welcome to
either,
manhood.
whatever. Like, it's either, you know, sniffling and, what's the purpose of life?
Mm.
And then a month later, hey, you should come with me. I'm going to, I'm going to go do this and going to go do that. And I'm like, and it occurred to me today when I talked to her, and she was just really on some, like, let's pick up and go to Vegas. And I'm like,
All right.
um, I'm just wondering, maybe she might need a little bit of medication
But wait a
because,
minute. You said a month later, so is that more like
well,
maybe depression?
I think I don't know. Like, I don't know because I am not a doctor or a therapist, but
I
it
mean, I get
seems to
that.
me that, yeah, like the moods ride a wave. Like, there's ups and downs, and I feel bad because, how I put this gently, I'll be wanting to deal with, you know what I mean? Like, I just
Mhm.
don't. And, I don't know. So it just seems to me like she might benefit from a little bit of pharmaceutical intervention. But, I
Good
also know that
vibrator.
a lot of people are reluctant to go there.
Yeah, I mean, some of it may not even require pharmaceuticals. Some of it may be, you know, they just they need a therapist. They need somebody to talk to help them out with some coping skills because I mean, when I think of moodiness, like I dated a guy not too long ago and hell, these were two back to back guys that I dated that were like severely moody. Like literally, we'd be sitting there chilling, having a good time, whatever, whatever. I go to the kitchen to get a bottle opener for a bottle of wine, and I come back, and it's like somebody fucking flipped the light switch. Like, what the fuck? I just went to the kitchen. Like, what happened to you in that? You know what I mean? What happened to you in that short amount of time? Um,
Yeah.
Somebody who is just like really really happy one minute and the next thing you know they just like pissed off and then they go from being pissed off to like a whole nother. Yeah, that's when I think of moody. I think of that kind of shit. Your friend just sounds like maybe, she might be suffering from a little bit of depression, which is, different from being just regular moody. And she just has her highs and
Oh.
her highs and her lows.
Yeah, I feel like, well, like I felt like, what I was talking to today was almost in the manic range.
Um,
You know what I mean? Cuz it
she
was
might need to
like,
talk to somebody.
yeah, cuz I was like that doesn't make any sense. Like you just want to all of a sudden I don't know.
All of a sudden, get out. Keep in mind, if it is depression that she has, a lot of times people who deal with chronic bouts of depression, they do a lot of dealing in escapism. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, they, they're just really trying to escape the reality or whatever is going on in their heads. They're looking for a way to come out of that funk and be happy. And so yeah, it will be that all of a sudden, you know let's go do this, let's go do that, and have all this excitement about it because they're looking to that as a way out.
Yeah, I mean I get that, but I mean she also starts talking a mile a minute. So, you know, it's like it's either feast or famine with her. You know what I mean?
Aw.
It's either cheer up or calm your ass down. Like it's almost like
There's
there's
no
no in
balance.
between.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Zoloft
Oh,
and Prozac are your friends, people. Um,
listen.
the simple fact with a lot of this is most of the people walking the earth, especially in America, are self medicating. And I don't know if you need a prescription thing or not, but you need to be aware that that's what you're doing. I know I'm in the minority and feeling like anything you can cure with self control is not a disease, but you should definitely seek help in figuring out how to control these things. And a lot of this is perspective. A lot of the things that people are so stressed about is the classic first world problems due to different upbringings and such. Like, yeah, you might think it's the end of the world where other people would think that's paradise, but a lot of you, a lot of us, I ain't gonna put that on the world, me too. You have to sit back and you have to do true analysis of who you are and what you want to be. And I promise you that once you start living your truth, and there's things in life you're going to either have to accept or do better and make effort to do better, life
Mhm.
becomes a lot easier. It took me till my mid 30s because I was a bad alcoholic at a very young age. It
Mhm.
took me 30 some damn years to go, wait, I don't like people. So if I can avoid being around people in abundance, I don't feel the urge to drink all that much. Like a lot of
Mhm.
y'all got to look in the mirror.
Yeah. I have a quick question for you though.
Who?
So you said that you have a belief that anything can be controlled. I mean, I'm sorry, that can be
Anything
managed
that can
by
be
self
cured with
control.
self control, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Such
wasn't gonna
as
go there because
No, I
because
know I'm in the
be,
minority and I'm
well,
probably
no,
wrong.
well, probably because a lot of things that people perceive to be self control also have a biological component to it. So,
Yes, I could grant like mental issues and such like that, but
no, I'm talking about physiological issues. There are, but anyway, but go ahead.
so I was just gonna ask, and I'm not judging, I'm just asking. Um an example of that type of thing would be for you,
drug
magic.
addiction,
Okay.
actually any form of addiction, because all drugs ain't classified as drugs. I don't understand addictions whatsoever. I do understand things like there is mental illness. There are certain people that are just off and need psychological help or medicine to balance them out. Side
Mm-hmm.
note, just me being the weird ass I am. If you go in any woman's house and you look on their bathroom counter and see all the products they use for skin, hair, and everything else, no wonder a lot of y'all chemically imbalanced. But anyway, yeah, I understand that some things are out of people's control.
Yeah, I mean, even something that seems like drug addiction, for example. Um, like you and I could do the same drug, and you may get addicted and I may not,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because there are also physiological components to drug addiction.
yeah, there are
Because,
some that take a hold of you a lot quicker than others.
well, it's not just that, but some people are prone there are there are biological processes that are affected by drug use, and
Yeah,
some people release certain endorphins during drug use that other people don't. So
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely a physiological component to it, which is why I wouldn't just say, you know, there are people that are like, oh, well, I took that drug and I didn't get addicted, but that's you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Somebody else is going to have a harder time with it.
Yeah, that I get. That I
Yeah.
definitely get. Like, I'll never forget years ago I burned my hands, and I had second and third degree burns on both of my hands, and I went to the hospital and all of this other stuff, and they had I kept telling them, they were like, "Let me see your hands." I had put my hands in water, right? The wrong thing to do, but it took away the pain
The
because
absolute wrong thing to
it
do.
was,
Yeah.
and listen, and I knew that at the time that I did it, but the pain
Right.
was unbearable.
I get
And
it.
keep in mind, I have nerve damage as well, so it's just like, yeah, whatever. So, anywho, they're like, "Let us see your hands," and I'm like, "No." I'm like, here. I took it out the water for like 10 seconds and then I put it back in. And he was like, "No, I need to examine your hands." I was like, "Not without something for pain." And he goes, "But I need to see your hands." I was like, "Not without something for pain. You don't even understand. This is literally just like, it's too much." So finally, they go and give me something, whatever it was. They came and they give me the shot. And they come back like, the nurse comes back like 15 minutes later. And I had already said to them, I was like, "Listen, I suffer from chronic pain. I am not a drug addict. What you're not going to be able to do is give me just a little bit of something and expect for the pain to go away. It's not going to happen. It's like, check me for track marks, do whatever you got to do. I'm not a drug addict." So they gave me something. And 15 minutes later, after giving it to me, I'm sitting up on the side of the bed and the nurse comes in and she says, "Did they come and give you a shot?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, you want to see my hands now? She was like, how long did they give you the shot? And I said, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes ago. She took out her little flashlight. She checked my eyes and she says, wow, you really do have a high tolerance. She was like, you should be knocked out. I'm like, yeah, no, but you can see my hands now.
Yeah. Um.
All drugs don't affect people. My whole point for telling that long winded story.
No, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's the same reason why, I've at least twice woken up during surgery. So,
Did you
because
say woken up during surgery?
oh
Oh,
yeah, I woke up in the middle of my gallbladder surgery.
no,
Yeah.
Lord, Lord, Lord,
I
oh.
mean, I honestly don't think it was the middle. Well, I didn't feel anything, first of all. So I don't think it was the middle. I think it was probably like they were probably sewing me up at the time.
Oh,
Because and what I think probably
oh,
happens, and I don't know this for a fact because I'm not an anesthesiologist, but I think what probably happens is like when you get toward the end of the surgery, they start pulling back on the anesthesia so that you
yeah,
can come out of it easier.
I
And
guess.
yeah, I woke straight the hell up. They were
Oh
playing
no.
classical music, having a conversation, and I was like, "What is going on?" Because you have a trach tube down your throat, so it's not like you can, and
Sexy.
the anesthesiologist is sitting like right over you, and they were talking and they were laughing about something, I can't remember what.
Funny
And
gallbladder?
sure. But then all of a sudden he looked down and I heard him go, "Oh shit, she's awake." And then I wasn't. Okay. Which means he cranked that shit
They
back up.
turned it up,
Yeah.
right?
Because yeah. So, and
That's
I
crazy.
also have a problem with them numbing me when I get dental work, and I have
Oh,
to
I
tell them,
definitely have that issue.
yeah, I always have to tell them I am hard to numb.
Shout out to
So,
those sadists.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, when I had what do you call it? When they dig the pulp out of out of the tooth,
Root
a root
ah,
canal.
canal. Yeah,
ah, no,
yeah,
ah,
yeah. I had a root canal I had a root canal once, and he
ah.
kept poking me with the needle,
Ah, stop it!
and I was not and I wasn't getting numb. And so he
Oh,
kept going in there and he's like, "You shouldn't be feeling this because I've just been shooting you up, shooting you." And I'm like, "No, I can still feel it." And then finally, I got so tired of him poking me with the needle, I was like, "Just do it." Just
just no.
yeah. So I did the root canal. So he did the root canal and I was not numb. And
I
it was
got
and it
no.
was miserable for the
I have
record.
some dental work that I have to get done now, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Well, we're not going to put you to sleep." I said, "Oh, yes, the hell you are,
Yeah.
because I'm not." Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Well, for the record, when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, they took all four of them out and they gave me anesthesia. They knocked me out to do it. Um, and I also woke up in the middle of that. So
Yeah, yeah, no.
yeah,
See,
I thought I was being tough when I was getting my wisdom teeth taken out. Like I'm not paying an extra 200 to go to sleep. Just numb me up.
I'll gladly pay it.
nah,
The
Yeah,
lights
in
will get cut
hindsight.
off, and I'll be happy in the dark.
no. In matter of fact, the doctor told me, he was like, you know, um, he's like, I had to really work to break your teeth. You had some strong teeth, so it was probably a good thing I was asleep.
No, just
Apparently
playing.
I did too and did not need to be awake for that. I've never felt so
Yeah.
much like a punk in my motherfucking life.
Oh yeah. No, I was never under the impression that I wanted to be awake during that. Nope.
I thought I'd be cool if it was numbed up, but I swear the medicine didn't kick in till around the third tooth. The first two,
No.
I felt every bit of that shit.
Yeah. I know the anesthesia was. I mean the anesthesia was the best idea I ever had. And I also think that that contributed to the fact that I didn't have any, well, I had a little bit of pain like the day of, but after that I was fine.
I was
Like I didn't
fucked
get
up for like 2 weeks.
swelling, nothing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, spring for the anesthesia, people.
Yeah.
I'll gladly, if
Even
it
if you're gonna
comes
wake
to,
up in the middle of it.
even if it comes to me not paying the light bill, I'll be over here happy in the dark.
And not in
'Cause-
pain.
and not, yep, nope, mm-mm.
Yeah, mm-mm, no, I I had no desire. Like I don't sign up willingly to be in pain. Like that is just not
No,
something I ever do.
nope,
So, but um,
It's
shout out to
1:51 in the
y'all.
morning.
Oh, so we got one more left, I guess. You wanted to talk about unsolicited dick pics.
Oh yeah, there was that.
Yeah, when are you sending them?
That wouldn't be unsolicited now, would it?
Well, I didn't solicit them.
So,
Sound like you're volunteering to me.
right.
nah, that
I'm
wasn't.
Uh,
soliciting. You know, hey, I need some entertainment.
Okay, you asked nicely. I'll get you in a minute.
wow.
It occurred to me while I was
Look how
gone. I had
generous you
a
are.
burner
I can't
phone
stand
and
him.
I could do so many wild things over the weekend. But w- I just want to clarify some things for women that are so distraught that you receive them. Men are generally not that bright when it comes to emotions, at the very least.
You don't say.
We tend to think like, oh, I like her. If she sends
Let
me
me show
titties,
her
that
my
means she
penis.
really likes me. So in reverse, it should be the same thing. If I send her a dick pic, she's going to go, oh, wow, dick, I want that. It's not the same process, people. And
At all.
kings, love yourself, respect yourself. Most of y'all do not have dicks you need to be showing to people. And you are driving down the value of people with dicks that are worth showing, fucking up our OnlyFans money. So I know y'all are more lenient about receiving dick pics. Feel free to state your
Oh no,
case.
I think it's hilarious. And by the way, if you send me unsolicited dick pics, I will show them to my friends and we will cackle at you. So, it's all fun for me. So by all means.
Cackle.
Yep.
Hear that, guys? Your dick is laughable.
Usually.
And then you get free advertisement too. What can you do?
Oh, we're a funny bunch of people. I remember, I don't know, it was years ago that I had met some guy and we were, we had talked on the phone like twice or like whatever. He was like, can we share pics? And I said, sure.
Wow.
and he sent me, he sent me this dick pic and I was like, oh man, you kind of messed things up. Like I was kind of genuinely
Oh,
interested in you.
wow.
Yeah. And yeah, and that happens.
Ah.
Oh my God, this one dude, sent me one time, and he shall, henceforth be known as Stubby. Like that is just what I call him. Because it took me a minute. I was like, is that his thumb? Oh no, guess not.
Oh,
So yeah,
Wow.
that's bad.
it was yeah.
Do people be
Yeah,
dick fishing?
I don't know what that means.
Like not catfishing, but like sending a stunt penis or a body double or something.
That would be terrible.
I don't know.
I'm sure
I
it gets done.
probably.
Hmm. I've been called a liar by men, which is hilarious.
Like then
Why
Not
if
that
you
aren't
I
you?
was
sent,
sending men pictures of my dick back when Facebook was a wilder place. You could just post something in a group.
Oh, that
Hating
that was
ass
going
dudes be like, "That's not you."
that was going to be my question. Like, why the hell?
why are they?
Oh, let
Yeah,
one of
why
my
are you
ex's
sending?
boyfriends act up and look at me stupid. I will surely humble his punk ass.
Mm,
Splat!
okay. Okay. I mean,
No shame in mine.
clearly.
Like, I know she told you whatever story she told you, but this is what she was going through before you came into the picture, stubby.
Which also leads me to, you know, another thing. Okay. Even if you are large, okay, I need y'all to understand that that is not the be all end all.
True.
No, because y'all might not be talented with it.
Well, even if you are, again, not the be all end all. I mean,
I'll say it, big dick is overrated.
yes, that too.
Mm,
but I mean, it's just that
very
if
photogenic, though.
I mean, if you think if y'all think that that is something that's going to keep us interested, it may keep. I mean, it may keep some women interested in fucking you, but that ain't gonna. That's not gonna keep them interested, long term. So have
Mm,
something else, like a personality. It helps.
immensely.
But let's just be clear. Big dick is not a bad thing.
I
Well, it
think
can
once you
be.
surpass a certain point,
Yeah, I was gonna say it can
Oh
be.
well,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah,
for
Um,
show than practicality.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and I know a lot. Like, I have friends who don't like big dicks at all because, I mean, they can't take them. So,
Fucking horrible people.
well, I mean, people have different anatomies, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just what that is. So,
Oh,
some
little
people
tink
just
tinks.
so some people just don't like all that. You know what I mean? Like, just don't like that.
And
And
people with micro penises need love too. Go get you one, punk.
well, I mean, you can have like a micro penis and still have an outstanding personality, and
Mm,
Get your tongue game together.
thank you. And that.
yeah.
So, I mean, oh, that was going to be a terrible choice of words. I was about to say there's more than one way to skin a cat, but no, that is not where we're going.
Wow.
that that is not where I want to go with
Yo.
that.
When chicks like ask you to shave their pussy, can you not be serious?
I'm
Huh?
sorry. What?
What?
When chicks, hey, I've had a couple chicks ask me to shave them, and I'm like, have you seen my face? Like, no,
Okay.
I
First
don't
of
want that
all,
level of responsibility. No,
I was going to say because unless
you're a
unless
professional.
no, unless we have exchanged some kind of vow, there is zero chance that I'm letting you come
I'm
anywhere
trusting you with
near
a
me.
razor down there.
Yes,
Mhm.
anywhere
I
near
thought
me
that
with
shit
the
was weird
razor.
too. I've never
Oh
put a
my
razor to
god.
my face. I don't need that level of responsibility.
I had a guy ask me to shave him one time there, and I was like, "Are
Mm,
you trying to turn me off?" Like, I mean, I understand. Like, I don't know. Like, mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Appreciate the
weird.
trust, but I know me.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's like, "Well, you can get a good look at the area, you know."
This is back before camera phones was popping and people could fuck up their own futures.
I mean,
Ah.
yeah, yeah, that's
There was
wild.
always a Polaroid. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, those are the good old days. What the hell did I do with all of those?
Mm, I was I was too much of a picture snob. I mean, I have a couple of Polaroids, but I was not a Polaroid person.
Oh, I love Polaroids.
Oh no, I was
In the
not a
late
Polaroid
90s,
person
where
at
they
all.
came out with the one that took the miniature ones that you could use for stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those was the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they still have those. Now those are okay because I'm a sticker person. But just, the old Polaroids from when we were kids that are faded now because the technology was awful.
True.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't like those.
Ah, such great reminiscing. Damn it.
Hmm.
All right, we wrapping it up. We out this
Sure.
bitch.
Yep.
So what kind?
Oh,
Let's go.
um, Exotica is in DC the weekend after this episode comes out. I doubt I'll be there all 3 days, but I will be there Saturday. If you know what I look like, come find out. I'm wearing gray sweatpants. If you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe, and if you don't, tell everybody you know. It is the Threesome Pod on Twitter, the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Holla at your peoples.
Peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna go walk the dog.
Walking the dog.
Dog. Bye.